Gotcha. Alright, I'm recording.
Awesome. Hey everybody, welcome to the Granillionaire Gang podcast. Why is it a million grin or what? Fuck, I fucked it up. Who cares? It's the Granillionaire podcast. It's the Granillionaire Gang. Today I got the gang with me. Let's start with my buddy.
Yo, me?
Yeah, there you go. It's you.
Which one of us is the buddy?
No, he said it first. He's the buddy.
Oh no, it was a test.
It was a test.
It's me, Mime Cannon, and we're called the Grillionaires because we give you a grillion grins.
Ah, you got it wrong too.
I got it better.
You did. And who's my other buddy?
Grillion grills?
I said a grillion grins.
We're the Granillionaire Gang because we give the viewers a million grins.
I was not told about this at all. I'm rethinking my choices.
Well, if you don't want to give people grins, that's your prerogative. Just tell the people who you are.
Can we give a frowns?
I mean, no. we do that too, but we try to upsell the grins.
Okay, I'm Mr. Rocket.
Perfect.
I occasionally post a video game video or two on the interwebs once in a blue moon.
And
mostly I just bitch about things on Tumblr.
Yeah, me too. And I am Chongo the artist. I am a artist. I draw pictures. You can commission me. You can commission me on Tumblr.com, Twitter.com. I am Chongo the artist on Twitter, and I am ChongoTheArtist.tumblr.com. We also got our live Twitch here, so it's twitch.tv/Chongo the artist. It's all pretty easy to remember, but now that the plugs and the names and everything are out of the way, let's introduce ourselves a little bit more about what we're doing this week. Video games, books, movies, TV. Mime Cannon, you want to start us off?
Yeah, sure. I've been playing Darkest Dungeon a lot.
Yeah?
It's,
I'm wanting to pick that up, but it's always like $20. I'm like...
Well, how is it now? Because it's gone through what? Its final update? Now it's on DLC?
Yeah, basically what happened is that now they added this new thing called town events, where basically random things will happen like every week after you complete a quest. Like sometimes it'll be like, oh, the medical place is free, so you can just get diseases treated for free.
Oh wow.
And then sometimes it's like, oh, 6 of your trinkets were stolen. Go get them back.
I see the liberal healthcare agenda has attacked Darkest Dungeon.
Uh-oh.
Actually, let's not get political yet.
Yet. Not until we start talking about anime. Then
deepest politics. So it's what would you say from original release, or at least from when you first played it to the updates now? How has it really changed? For the better, for the worst?
Honestly, it's I don't know. I usually kind of stop. Before, I usually stopped around once one of my guys are already level 3 because I wouldn't be able to send them on the novice missions. So then I would just stop playing. But now I'm actually trying to put in effort to do the game on normal mode. Also, they added the hard mode and the easy mode. And I thought it's oh, the easy mode, the enemies just do less damage or have less health. But actually, no. It's not really easy mode. I would say it's a mode from what I've seen of it, or from what I understand of it. It's a mode that's made to just be for the game to be just beaten quicker.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
because it's
so it's kind of like the no grind mode in Dungeons of Dreadmore. It's not exactly easier, but you might do things faster.
Well, it's so you know into how maybe or maybe not, but in Darkest Dungeon, once you get your characters leveled up to a certain level, they won't go on low level quests.
They refuse to.
And I think in Radiant mode, which is the easy mode, I can look it up while I'm talking.
Okay.
I think that's no longer a thing.
Interesting.
Is that the final dungeon, Darkest Dungeon, if you complete a Darkest Dungeon mission, the characters that you complete that mission with, they'll basically say, no, I don't want to go back there.
Oh, okay.
That's great.
Yeah. So, So,
in
Mr.
radio.
Rocket, what are
Yes.
what are you doing since Mind Cannon's got his eyes on Darkest Dungeon?
I've had my eyes on Final Fantasy XIV for pretty much the entirety of this week.
How many hours
Storm-
have you grinded it on that off so far?
I can look it up if I remember the command for it, because the program is open right now.
If you could give us like a brief, like a guess.
I think last time I checked, it was over 24 days.
Oh my
altogether.
god! Like total hours, 24 days?
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Of the entire game.
What the
How
fuck?
long I've been on this entire game. And Stormblood, the expansion's coming. And I started playing it again, like, this year. I had, like, a year-long break from it because I didn't have a job, so I couldn't afford the subscription.
Oh my goodness.
And when I finished that, I was, like, finished with the first main story, like 2.0. I had finished that. And now I have caught up with the expansion, Heavensward, and now I'm trying to get all my crafting levels up. And I've basically spent the last 2 or 3 days just doing crafting.
Sounds tedious and uninteresting.
It is. It's great. I love it.
Why?
Well, okay, so MMOs are this thing where you're not really you don't have to do the crafting, but you do want to get at least one all the way up to max level, because then you can be a millionaire, while all the other players have to beg for scraps at the bottom like savages. But because the MMO economies are kind of fucked up. But the way it's supposed to work, I guess, if you're a casual player, is that you get at least one crafting level up, and then you join a free company, and everyone has their crafting thing. And you guys like trade, like, hey, I need this crafted, yada yada yada. Trade them back and forth, whatever. But there will always be crazy people. Show of hands, it's me, who will be like, I don't want to ask anyone for anything. I want to craft everything myself.
God.
So I'm just gonna sit here and fish all day, so I can level up my culinary.
That doesn't sound
Make
fun.
all the best recipes. It's one of those things where it's like you get out the time you invested into it, because when you get to the end of it, when you get all of that leveled up all the way to the max, you can pretty much make anything you want in the game, and you can sell everything and be rich, and you don't have to deal with it at all until the next expansion, where they raise the level cap by 10 levels once again. But I have a month until the next expansion comes out. So I'm just going to spend that time leveling as much as I can. And I think I might be able to finish it all off by the time it rolls about, or at least most of it.
Sounds like hell.
And then I'll be the richest guy. Well, I've always loved crafting systems. I think the one I fell in love with the most was like when I first realized I really love crafting is probably Dark Cloud 2. The crafting system in Dark Cloud 2 is amazing, because it's literally, you can desynthesize any object in that game, and they'll all go into like 12 different types of stats that are in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just put that in your weapon. And raising certain stats will allow that weapon to go up to be transformed into a different weapon on this whole weapon tree. So you're like constantly gathering up different types of the same weapon, so you can turn it into a different weapon that you didn't get that tree on. It's nuts. Dark Cloud 2 is great.
Yeah, you're making me want to play it again.
I have it around here. I need to get back to it. I actually never finished it. I actually never made it past the second dungeon.
I don't know, man. With crafting systems, it's really hit or miss for me, and usually it's miss.
In Final Fantasy 14, you can completely skip the crafting at all. You don't have to do it.
That makes it better for me. That makes it more of a hit.
You can literally join a free company and be like, I need this crafted, and if you're in a free company of cool guys, they'll just make it for you.
I guess that works. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes crafting, especially in MMOs, for me, seems just such a waste of time.
It's because MMOs are really interesting in that you can tell that you're being scammed, kinda.
Yeah. Yeah.
This takes a lot of time, specifically because you're on a subscription basis, and it's just monotonous for the benefit of being monotonous. But you also sort of you get rewarded for putting time into things you didn't have to. You know?
How so?
Well, like I said, when you're maxed out on crafting, you can pretty much make a bunch of high level items that you can't get anywhere else other than by crafting. And people are willing, like people like you, Chongo, who don't want to deal with crafting, will spend millions of dollars on that one rare object that they don't feel like leveling up their crafting to get.
Now, when you say millions of dollars, do you mean real money?
In-game gold.
Okay, good. Okay.
In-game gold.
Whew. All right. Well,
I really want to look more into like MMO economy stuff, because that stuff is always interesting, because it's like a real economy where they start having to put in, like, you know how messed up WoW's economy is right now?
Isn't it just they printed more money and now money is useless?
No. Here's how they're trying to fix World of Warcraft's economy, because the problem with MMO economies is that you literally can just grind out money.
Yeah. It's
infinite. So they need to constantly put things into the game that you can pour your gold into that don't recycle it back into the economy. So in World of Warcraft, they have introduced systems in which you can actually buy subscription time with your in-game gold.
Huh.
And I think most of everything on the Battle.net store can be bought with your in-game World of Warcraft gold as well. And that can be traded. Like you can like trade it with players. Your subscription time.
I guess that's something that'd work. I don't know. I'm never gonna play an MMO.
I like it a lot. I like playing this MMO. It is very fun.
I will say,
I want you to play with me.
What'd you say, Mike?
What was that?
I will say that I kind of understand like how people feel about grinding, but it's like, I don't know. For me, I just like the fact that it's like after I'm done grinding, and it's like I have the satisfaction of having a new weapon or new armor or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Chongo,
And with Final Fantasy 14, you have the satisfaction of being able to make a bunch of shit.
Nice. So I guess I'll move on to what I've been doing. I've actually been playing a few games. I've had the generosity of friends by my side here, so
I saw that, and I know what you're talking about. I saw posted it on Tumblr, and it made me mad because that game's like $60.
Yeah, out of nowhere, my buddy just was like, "Hey, dude, I know times are hard for you right now. Let me get you something on your wish list. What's the thing you want most?" And I was like, "Well, I don't want to be that guy, but I really want to play Nier Automata." And they were just like, "Okay," and I felt really guilty, but I got Nier Automata for free, and holy smokes, that game is really fun. Platinum did it again.
Yeah, they did it with another guy.
Yeah, the guys who made Dragon's Guard and the original Nier game. They've always had a little they've always had a little bit of a problem getting their gameplay down, but they've always had really cool stories, and it was just
it's this mixture of a problem that culminates together into a perfect storm, in that Yoko Taro's games have always had great stories and bad gameplay.
Yeah.
And Platinum's games have always had great gameplay and bad stories. And now they have come together to make pretty much the greatest game in the world.
Yeah. So I've been playing that. It's the average fare of your general RPG. Small quests, big quests, lots of worlds to walk around in. Kind of reminds me of the build of it was not maybe Final Fantasy 12, which is the one where you run around saying I'm Captain Bosch.
Was that 12 was the one that played like an MMO but wasn't?
Sort of, I guess. Fran was in it, the bunny girl, and she was with the thief.
That sounds like Tactics, but I think
no. I
haven't played 12.
It's not turn-based. It was the PS2 one.
So, yeah, that's probably 12.
Alright, yeah.
PS2 had 10, 11, and 12.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I never remember the numbered ones past 7, so...
I think 9 was on the PSX.
So yeah, I've been playing that, and it's really fun, but the thing I've really been investing my time into is something I picked up because it was on sale on Steam, PlayerUnknown's Battleground. And I bought it, like, I guess a month ago, and I already have 67 hours on it.
What's it called again?
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Yep,
Basically, it's the new DayZ H1Z1 kind of thing. No zombies. It's kind of just like a battle royale thing. You jump down, you get your gun, and you try not to die amongst 100 other people. I've only won once, and I've gotten to top 10 maybe 7 times. But goddamn, I can't put down that game. Everyone talks about how, like, oh yeah, Overwatch is the perfect game to just pick up, play for 7 minutes, and then put down. But for me, it's like PlayerUnknown is literally 7 minutes at a time because I am just really bad at it. You land in an area, you're immediately caught by the first person who got the gun, and you're dead.
So was there only one gun?
One gun? What?
One gun?
No, there's tons of guns. It's like...
But the first person who gets it. Okay.
Yeah, so you'll land in an area, and the first person to pick up a gun is usually the person who kills people the most.
I also forgot to mention, I've been playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, well, please don't mention, because that game sucks. So,
It's
back
fine.
to Battlegrounds. It's fine, but back to my point, Battlegrounds...
Putting Diva in it.
Yeah, that's cool, but Battlegrounds, it's a game that I think is going to be the big successor. It's gotten more attention, more money. It's over 2 million in sales already, in copies sold already. Its first charity international was over $10,000 or $100,000 raised. And it doesn't have the shisty devs that every other one does. It's constantly updating, new patches every week, and new gear up and weapon updates every month.
I'm sorry, successor to what?
Well, you know, it's a similar style to DayZ, a similar style to H1N1.
Counter-Strike?
No.
No, it's not gonna usurp Counter-Strike.
It's the new meet up with your friends and kill 'em game.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
And unlike DayZ, it actually has like a working server system. Sometimes it lags, but I've only been kicked off a server maybe 3 times in the 67 hours I played it. And there is one game that I just picked up the other day because I gifted it to my friend because they're a huge fucking furry and they love Dark Souls. And,
okay, I'm excited to hear whatever the hell this...
This game is a top-down hack and slash sort of Demon Souls clone.
Demons, not dark.
Yeah, it's called Dark Mouse, but it's spelt like M-A-U-S, and it's the general fare. It's your Dark Souls, Demon Souls light, but top down. And the thing that makes it closer to Demon Souls than Dark Souls really is the lack of healing, the lack of health system. Like, if you got a problem, you just got to go back to your checkpoint, dude. Like, you're not gonna make it.
This game looks... Oh my god! I just got eaten by a bunch of spiders.
Yeah, there is spiders galore, and they are a really hard enemy to get past.
I'm just seeing a bunch of mice with weapons.
Yeah,
there's a giant crab. There's a giant enemy crab in this.
Okay,
sure
he just did a spot dash.
Don't give it too much away.
Okay, I'm just saying this isn't very furry if it's just a mouse.
No, it's Redwall sort of furry.
Okay.
I mean,
this looks nice. I actually like
anthro
this. I'm not
animals,
sure how long I'd play it.
Anthro animals in their own world where everything else is anthro, and they gotta do stuff in it. That's pretty furry to me. I don't know.
I guess if they're talking.
They are talking, and they are anthro. I don't know how much more furry you can get.
Isn't this the same spelling of that comic?
Yeah,
about
like
Nazi.
Yeah.
Okay, just double checking.
It sure is. It sure is.
I guess they're
And
This is the sequel.
I'm only an hour into it, and I've already seen a pretty great variety of enemy types. There's a whole bunch of there's as far as I can tell so far, there's going to be a few allies. There's a really interesting leveling and not crafting, leveling and weapon system. There's only
Soapstone
3 different
drops.
stats: skill, precision, and strength, and those will basically determine your pyromancy, bows, and sword usage. And then along with that, you have 5 stats that help you with your stamina, your health, your weapon speed, and your recovery of stamina. It's pretty in-depth for such a small game at 10 Canadian dollars.
This looks fun. I actually might pick this up.
Yeah, I'd highly recommend it. I'm only an hour into it, and I'm liking it. So far, the updates have been really plentiful. They keep going along with them. They just recently released a soundtrack last year, so yeah. I did get SteamWorld Heist on the extra credits recommendation, but I have not played it yet just because I have so much else to do, and honestly, Dark Mouse looked more interesting.
I played SteamWorld Dig. I actually played it for a very, very long time. I feel like I might have gotten right before the ending, before dropping it, because the gameplay loop was getting kind of samey.
Yeah.
Because it was basically sort of like you're constantly getting better drills to dig into harder rock to get better stuff. To get deeper, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you do that for long enough, it'll get to a point where the game constantly feels the same instead of constantly feeling like you're upgrading.
I got you.
Because your stronger drill will just be able to not break the next rock, as your old drill couldn't break the rock you're currently breaking. So you get a stronger drill that just breaks the rock the same way your old drill could break rock when it was new.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. And there are skills that you get, but they don't change up the game. But eventually they stop changing up the gameplay enough to the point where it kept me engaged. So I was actually kind of glad that SteamWorld Heist was like a dramatic shift in gameplay. I really want to try it out.
Yeah, I would recommend it. From the little bit I've played, it's pretty good. I only played about almost an hour. But anyways, we're getting pretty into the podcast here. I think we should move to our main topic.
All right. They are going back to the Minecraft thing for the next
I know,
game,
but
though.
let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
All right, it's the main topic, everybody. It's a show originally that I didn't want to watch. That I thought would be.
Is there a chat I should be looking at?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
So it's a show I didn't want to watch. It's something that I thought wouldn't be my tea, would be annoying, but in the end, was probably one of the better pieces of media in anime that I've seen in a while.
The show had like a really weird, like, guttural reaction, especially on Tumblr, where it's like everyone's kind of making fun of it because look at the dragon Maid's titties.
Yeah.
And then it came out. And
if you haven't guessed yet, we are talking about Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about Dark Souls again.
Yep. Sure are.
Kobayashi is the Dragon Souls of anime. I just said Dragon Souls.
That's gonna be the next game.
No.
I thought they stopped. They said that like after Dark Souls 3, there's gonna be no more Souls games from Trauma.
Thank God.
I hope they do future Souls. Next.
No.
Or modern Souls.
No.
Modern Souls would be the best.
You don't understand. They're not making any more Souls games.
They're making something.
No, they're not making any more Souls games.
Not in the franchise.
No, it's done.
They said they weren't making it. We don't believe them.
I believe them.
And it's gonna be tough.
They have like 10 other franchises, but it's the Dragon Maid Anime Podcast.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we have to get back on topic.
So, general overview of the show. Kobayashi is a coder for a high-end technologies company in Japan. It's a middling city. I don't think they ever say where it was, but it's kind of your average town with your huge subway system, your shopping districts, the nice little neighborhoods, the preschool, your usual anime fare.
The cicadas.
And as Kobayashi comes home from work one day and is lamenting her life as a single...
she's going to work.
Well, she's going to work, lamenting her life of being a single woman living in a little Japanese town with nothing really other than her job. And as she opens the door, she is greeted by a rather large green dragon. Almost photorealistic versus its sort of Lucky Star anime style.
It is, in comparison to the rest of the series, a highly detailed dragon.
Pseudo-realism.
Well, as pseudo-realism as a dragon can get.
And as the shock sets in, the dragon then transforms into a young, blonde, large-breasted woman in a maid outfit. And, like anyone would, they are invited in. And Kobayashi is rather confused. She has this maid with a gigantic tail, horns, and tiny little wings. And they have gigantic boobies, and they have waltzed into their house and said, "Well, you saved me. I need to repay you. I love you. I should be your maid." And in a rather poignant and sort of topical manner, she says, "But I'm a woman. I don't care." And then neither does Kobayashi.
I don't know. I don't think she says she's a woman. She said, "But you're a dragon."
No, I specifically remember Kobayashi says, "But I'm a woman." And then in a translation they tried to do for the dub, they said, "But I'm not a lesbian." And then people got really angry at that, and the creator had to comment saying, No, she doesn't say that. She said, but I'm a woman. I wouldn't say she's not a lesbian."
I would not say that.
So yeah, there's this matter of, well, I'm not quite sure I can take you in. You're just this rando that I met while I was drunk in the forest one day, and now you have this sort of debt love that you want to enact with me.
She says it's impossible for you to stay here, and I can't change the impossible. And then she realizes she's late for work and rides her to work, and it's never again explained exactly why it was impossible.
I think that was just her...
I don't want you to live
Yeah.
here.
I think that was just her way of saying, listen, it's just not going to work. I think it was a very Japanese way of being like, listen, nah, bro, nah.
I don't... Can't stay.
Yeah, ain't happening. Ain't happening, homeboy. Home slice. Home dragon. But as the adventures go on, as the titular Kobayashi is riding this dragon Toru to work, they suddenly realize, hey, maybe it wouldn't be so bad to have them around. I do have this strange otaku fetishization for maids, and she wants to be my maid.
That's the only one that is not explained. I feel like there are like 2 or 3 characters in this show that have weird obsessions with maids, and it's never really explained why very well.
I think it's just an otaku culture thing. But Mind Cannon, what do you want to say?
When we go into a different dimension, and there's one there...
Yeah, but hold on. Mind Cannon, what do you have to say on the matter?
It's like, I feel like I like the way that they kind of present it. It's like, oh, this person that seemed kind of like normal, almost like a straight man, actually has a super like huge fetish for maids.
Yeah.
I like how they kind of brought that up in like the first episode, because it's like the dragon is like, oh, I'm gonna show how cool I am, and then she's just blasted like the fuck out by these weirdos talking about how much they love maids.
It's really weirdly mean when she's drunk.
I do like that Kobayashi does have this sort of ennui about her life, as it were. That they're surrounded by these amazing things, this beautiful woman who can also be a dragon and also a maid, but all they really care about is their lower back pain and their deadlines at work.
You have lower back pain, and try to think of other things you'd care about while having lower back pain.
I mean, it comes up, it comes here, it comes there, but they are a very straight man, as my Ken said. With all these amazing things that are going on, they're just like, my fucking deadlines, my lower back pain, gotta go drinking with my coworkers.
One thing I really love about Kobayashi is that her man, like I like the fact that she's a female, like she's a female protagonist, straight man, which you don't seem to get a lot of in anime.
Not only that, a lesbian straight man. Who'd have thunk it?
To the point where like she's doing very specific things with her body that I only see out of male characters, and it's very weird.
How so?
I'm used to seeing. Like there's a specific scene where she's like sitting down, and you're looking at her like back, and she's to the left of the screen, and you're looking at Tora on the right, looking towards her, and she gets up, and like I realized that I've seen like a male character do that, just get up in that like
the slam your hands against the table kind of way.
No, like she's on a beanie bag and she's getting up off the. And you don't see female characters doing that.
She has male mannerisms, as you.
She has male mannerisms to the point where the camera's like doing that as well.
I see.
Seeing her ever specifically doing things that male characters have done in anime.
I think that's a very deliberate choice.
Yeah, and it's like that one specifically is super very specific to the point where I'm sure you guys don't even remember it, or you'd only recognize that trope if I were to show it to you. It's so specific.
Yeah.
But once you see it, you're like, oh yeah, that's weird. I've only ever seen guy characters do that.
Well, that's one of the reasons this anime went from like a 5 out of 10 to a solid 8 out of 10, just by the sheer fact that it takes some of these male tropes, it takes some of these harem things, and it's a harem show ostensively. But
I wouldn't say it's a harem show.
That's why I said ostensibly. It's not a full harem show, but it's a show about the main character being surrounded by pretty busty women in a lolicon.
Yeah.
It's ostensibly, if it were put in with a male character and was more voyeuristic, it would be a straight up harem. But because it's a woman with other women, and they have more of a emotional tie-in with each other. It's not just, oh, let me touch your boobs. Oh, you have gigantic boobs. Oh, whoa, I just saw your boobs.
Which does happen like 3 or 4.
It happens 3 or 4 times, but if this was your average hentai or your average
it's different because she's a woman.
Harem, it would be every other joke. Every other episode would be Luluko just being like, look at my boobies.
Yeah.
But
like, I would say this would be a bad show.
Like what other show what other show takes the time to, like what other harem show takes the time to have characters sit down and talk about, family issues, reasons why I won't go home, reasons why I don't talk to my parents, reasons why I don't have support. Like, it has meaning, it has value, it goes deeper than harem.
They aren't even like terrible reasons. I'm not on bad terms with my family. It's just I don't feel like it.
It's realistic. It doesn't have to be the "How could you betray me, father?"
They kicked me out because I'm a lesbian, but I don't really talk about it.
Yeah, like they go into detail about characters in ways that a harem show wouldn't, because they don't care. They just want to purport the sexuality. And
even
when they have an opportunity to.
Last episode, and like Tora's dad is introduced, and like her dynamic with her father is like surprising. It's not what you think it's gonna be. Yeah,
it's not you are an absolute failure, you do this, you do that. It's, no, I'm a father and I think you're making a really bad decision right now.
You shouldn't be here, stupid.
Yeah, and then they slowly start realizing, they have problems vocalizing it, but they do realize, okay, this is where they're happy, I do respect my daughter. Like, they say it outright, it's like, Toru is a wonderful person, and then they say, I know this.
Yeah, that was a surprising line.
It really was. You mind, Cannon?
I was going to say another thing to add the fact that it's kind of different from like other harem animes, and I personally don't really feel like it's as harem.
Yeah.
Is in the fact that it's like, unlike other harem animes where it's just like one dude and then the side characters, but the one dude always has like all these different girls. It's more like, okay, so the main character has her dragon Maid, the guy character has his dragon.
You mean Shota and... Wait, no, Luluko?
I think I know what he's talking about. It's that, like, in most harem animes, all of the girls that are there are potentially available
Yeah.
to the main character, but the one he wants is like the one that doesn't want him, doesn't want that to smash.
What I'm saying,
what he wants.
Mhm.
But in this anime, Kobayashi pretty much just has Tora, who's romantically interested in her, and that's about it.
Yeah.
None of the other characters are really that interested in her.
I want to say
it's like each other character, each like human character has like their own kind of dragon character.
Yeah, they have their own thing.
I just want to say that I think maybe this show is smarter than I gave it credit for when I first was a little hesitant to watch it, just because...
It's smarter than most people thought it was gave credit for.
Absolutely, but I think it's more than I gave it credit for because it really does try to trick people with the light harem aspects it showed off in its own trailers and promotion material.
I think it wasn't trying to trick people. I think it was trying to attract the harem audience.
That's what I'm saying. I think it was trying to trick the harem audience into giving it a go with its light harem concepts and then doing a total 180 with absolute respect for every character.
Right. I don't think that was a trick, though. I think that was them to make money. And like this looks
I mean,
like a harem anime. We're going to act as harem anime.
You say tomato, I say tomato.
I get it. It's more or less the same thing.
They're not tricking people. They're just being deceitful intentionally so they can get more money.
They're advertising their show in a way that will make money.
Yeah.
The harem audience in Japan is
But
profitable.
it's not a harem show. It's not a harem in the slightest, but they definitely tried to put in the tropes that people will be like, "Oh, it's a harem anime. I'm going to watch this."
You always feel like is this writer really trying to parody this, or are they trying to make a show that will be watched by people?
I don't think it's a parody more so than it is a study of these sorts of things.
Yeah,
because it has otaku-centric characters. It has otakus in the cast. It has a character who, from the dragon world, comes to the human world just so he can grind on MMOs and play Dark Souls.
But that's one of those things. Are these otaku characters who are being made fun of put in because the audience is otaku and
is a taco?
Shut up.
They are otaku. The man walks into the room and the hard shell it cracks.
No, but that's the thing about it. Is it like they're not making fun of their audience because their audience is making the money, despite the fact that their audience can be pretty shitty about, and are because their shitty like purchasing decisions have like changed the industry and its priorities.
Well, I think this show takes it's a study of its characters, and it's a study of the people who watch it in the sense that these aren't your regular otaku. They aren't the NEET that is living in a 4x4 apartment. Yeah, they have jobs. Not only just jobs, high-end jobs. They have careers. It's a middle-aged sort of story rather than it's high school again or it's just past college again.
Yeah, she's able to just move into a bigger apartment like that.
Yeah. When's the last time you saw somebody in a real estate scenario in an anime?
Actually, a few months ago, actually.
Which one?
Real estate.
Which one?
Okay, the anime is called To Be Hero.
Oh, yeah.
I will be honest, like, it was just kind of like as a gag, but it was there, like, where a guy was trying to, because it's like, an alien was like, oh man, I want to date this girl and I want to live on Earth. Right. So it's like, oh, let me see if I can get a house.
I get
and
you.
Then
that reminds me of like one in Boku no Hero Academia, where they all like go through
and you can
they go to each other's rooms and see how they decorated the rooms and all kind of reflected off the characters' personalities. It was sort of like a really like usually that type of thing isn't like showcased, like it's just room.
Yeah.
But this is literally the characters going around and commenting on how each room reflected their classmates' personalities. I thought that was like really neat.
Well, honestly, I want to say that instead of a parody, and along with it being a sort of commentary on the harem world, on the anime landscape as it is right now, I think it's also sort of a commentary on how these sort of slice of life, sort of like relationship anime go, and how ridiculous they get, and how just
reconstruction rather than a.
Well, let me finish my point here.
Okay.
I feel it's a deconstruction of those things, and it's also sort of commentary that yeah, we have these fantastical, amazing events, but we're more grounded than the shows that are just like, I'm a guy and I'm dating a girl, but suddenly somehow something crazy, outlandish, and like totally inhuman has to happen because anime. And yeah. I think Dragon Maid is sort of a commentary. It's like, yeah, it's outlandish, crazy sort of thing, but our adventures are not wanting to get up from our futon table and not wanting to keep answering the door at New Year's. Not enjoying fireworks, or like trying to get our drunken friends home, setting up an old folks home play. Like,
oh, that episode was the best.
That was a really great episode, and I think the point of it all is, yeah, we're
best
fantastical.
Part about that episode is that it went well.
Yeah, I think the point is now that yeah, we're fantastical, yeah, we're out there, but there's a reality behind this, and something else, in something you're not going to get out of a quote-unquote slice of life anime.
That episode was like was probably like one of the last like good episodes of one of my major issues, in that the actual dragon theming sort of starts to die down. Like, you know how this happens a lot in some anime where the big like concept is like really, really strong, but for like the first 6 or 7 episodes where they're introducing characters, like I know in the very first episode she's like, okay, try and do your Dragon Maid thing, and she's going through the list of chores she has to do and doing them all like a dragon would, and I'm just going like, no, you're using all your jokes, spread them out. Don't use them all in the first episode.
I don't know about that. I think there was a really, really good on-running joke whenever there was, like, even a slight religious reference or a slight reference to magic, or, like, some people... things humans recognize as ideological things. Like, one of my favorite jokes in the entire series is, like, the most offhand joke when it's Christmas and they're walking through the mall.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And the little girl dragon's like, wow, Christmas rolls around real fast, and Toru says, yeah, it's gonna be a nuisance having to celebrate that guy's birthday.
That guy's son's birthday.
Yeah, that guy's son's birthday. It's like, oh, God's a real person and you just hate him.
Yeah, dragons aren't into God.
No, actually, no, that makes complete sense. Like, because it's revealed that Toru's is chaos.
Yeah,
that's right.
Something. As a person that's played quite a bit of SMT games, as chaos people hate God. It's a fact.
Well, along with that, there's jokes like New Year's, and they're like, oh yeah, you know the story where, like, all the years go by because those animals got to the place first, and that's why the years are like that. And Toru's like, yeah, I can't believe that. It's fucking bullshit. How am I supposed to believe an ox got there before a dragon, let alone a rat?
This is probably because they don't do this in Japan, because Japan is Japan.
Yeah.
I'm really mad they didn't kiss on New Year's.
Oh, yeah, they did. They did their own New Year's thing.
I was gonna say...
But they didn't kiss, damn it!
I was gonna say... To be fair, like, you know how Rocket was talking about how it's like they're using all their kind of dragon jokes. I feel like isn't like part of the whole like show to show that it's like these people, these dragons, they kind of are just like humans. So I feel like
okay.
I don't think the dragon jokes run as thin as you think they do, because every episode there was at least 2.
Yeah, but like in the first episode, there's like 15.
Yeah, I think that's too much, though.
I feel like they could have hit a good middle. Like, I think one of my favorite... Like, I wanted more jokes like the one when Nidhogg was mentioned. It was barely a joke. It was just like, hey, remember when Nidhogg was just chewing on that tree forever?
I liked it when they went to Valhalla to get the eggs of fucking, like, a Norse god, and they were just like, oh, you mean his alarm clock?
I will say one thing, though. If and I'm guessing they might because it's like it seemed to be pretty successful. I would like to see like more talk about like the kind of fantasy world other than like the real world.
Yeah.
I know that's dumb.
I want to
stay in
stay in the real world, but I just want like more because like I feel like we only got the really good dragon jokes with Tora and the specific type.
I'm okay
of
with
he is.
staying in like the normal world, but I just want to know more about like the fantasy world. You know?
I get
Like
you.
remember how like the where they're introduced to the concept where baby dragon can conduct electricity.
Mm-hmm.
And that never comes up again ever as like a joke or a gag or anything.
You know what? You're right.
Like I was expecting at least one segment where
connection is
Kobayashi like looks at her electricity bill, and it turns out this baby dragon has been sucking up all of the electricity. Like nothing. Nothing.
I was kind of expecting that, but they did make the one. But now that you mention it, yeah, they didn't.
There's also Quetzal. We never actually even see her dragon form in the show.
Only in the opening.
Yeah, only in the opening, and you can barely tell because it's kind of a cartoony style dragon.
Well, I think that's the note that's going to be. I think that's their way of being like, yeah, there's going to be a season 2.
Yeah, but I don't know. They could have done it in season 1.
Well, they didn't have the other dragon either. The working class one that works alongside Kobayashi at her job.
Yeah,
the law dragon.
We didn't see her either, but we didn't get to see at least 3 dragons.
I think that is their way of being like, yeah, give it time, we're gonna put it all in, just give it season 2. But back to our concentration of joke conversation, there was one joke that always just pissed me the fuck off, and...
Wait, before you mention that, can we just say one thing?
What?
Would you eat her tail?
You know what? Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I don't really see the problem if it grows back and everything.
And she removes all the poison.
As long as
my favorite part of that.
Yeah, as long as it's not poisonous, I'm okay with it.
My favorite admission of that joke is when it first happens, and she's like, "I don't want to eat this," and she goes, "You know, it was really difficult to remove all the poison." And she's like, "It's poisonous. It's poison."
So now that we're back to jokes, I gotta say, there was a running joke that really got me that was kind of the reason it's not a higher grade for me out of 10. It's
like the girl thing, right?
Yeah, it's the underaged lesbian relationship between these 2 preschoolers.
We're going to have... Aren't they like in second... They're like in...
That's still awful. I don't want to see 3rd graders or anyone underage get all uppity and fucking sweaty at the collar because they have physical contact with their friend. It's uncomfortable. It had more jokes than any of the other well plotted out jokes, and the joke always was, "Oh my god, I'm a 3rd grade lesbian. Oh my god, I'm a 3rd grade lesbian." I
kind of disagree, if only because if she was a guy instead of a girl,
it would have made me feel worse.
You would just thought it as a small crush, schoolyard crush thing, and that happens all the time. And I thought it was really cute.
No,
I liked it. It was one of my favorite bits. I thought it was fun every time it showed up.
I didn't think it was fun because it was a purely sexual thing. It wasn't I'm a kid. They touch each other and then she goes red all over and she's like, oh.
That's because she's getting overloaded because she doesn't know what's happening. I don't think it's.
She knows what's happening. It happens because she has fantasies and then she does it. It's her feeding her on her knees.
That overt.
It is that overt, and I don't like it. I wouldn't like it if it was a dude. I don't like it because I don't like it also when it's lesbians. I wouldn't like it if it was 2 dudes. They're in 3rd grade, and I don't want a scene where 2 3rd graders rub body parts over Twister, and one has to be like, "Oh God, her skin's so soft." Her skin's so soft. And I also don't want a scene where they fucking pounce on each other and talk about I want to be close to somebody. I want what my adult parents do with each other alone.
No,
I want to have that.
Never said that.
They did.
It was just
No, they never.
When they were playing video games, and then the dragon girl pins her down, she's like, "I want what Kobayashi and Toru have."
Why are you saying it?
Because it is creepy. It's gross. It's not okay. I don't want to see toddlers sexualized. It's fucking wrong.
Okay, no, they weren't sexualized.
I think if
I don't
When
think they were
you
sexualized.
show a scene of a toddler playing Twister and their thighs are rubbing up
Fully
against
clothed.
somebody's... Their naked thighs are rubbing up against somebody's naked face, and they have to comment on how soft a toddler's body is, I'm uncomfortable.
I'll say, I think...
I don't think that's okay.
I think Chongo is in the right that yeah, it's obviously not okay, and yeah, that was kind of basically sexualized.
If it was,
I'll give the Twister game that much. I'll say okay.
And I
maybe
feel
the
like
Twister
it could have
game.
been like if they toned it down, the sexualization down, it'd be like yeah, that'd be okay.
I guess my thing is that they never.
yeah,
like,
if it
strip
wasn't
her
for that
down.
specific
They're
scene,
always fully clothed. They're like
If
just touching through their clothes.
still, yeah, that doesn't make it better. If that happened in real life, it would still not be okay.
I will say that the one thing that does seem to border like just flat out sexual assault on a minor is Quetzal's Shota.
Yeah, I also don't like that. I wanted to move into that.
That made me uncomfortable. I didn't like that.
That
at all.
at least had less exposure than every single episode having to have at least 4 or 5 scenes of the neighbor girl being like, "Oh, I'm getting a boner."
We would literally only ever go to him and see what he's doing to see the weird ways that his face is being smushed up into her chest while he's sleeping.
Yeah, it made me
That's
uncomfortable.
the only time we ever went to him.
Yeah,
Ever.
but it only happened like maybe
No, it was-
5 times
like-
per season.
It was once an episode ever since he got introduced. Yeah, every single episode.
I guess I noticed it
we would
less.
go in there.
Like it is obnoxious. It was a waste of time. It took away from what could have been some better scenes with some better
Yeah.
writing. But I
It was
don't
always,
think
like,
it was
20
obnoxious.
seconds, but
I don't think it was obnoxious as the 2 little girls, just because at least they tried to jump the joke around a little bit. It had a little bit different execution with him and Luluko, rather than the 2 girls just being like, "Oh, we touched, my boner."
the different joke was just what he was specifically dreaming about. Like now it's a big ball, and now he's slapping a sumo wrestler's big stomach. I thought like
It was different execution. It was still annoying, but at least
it was different setup, same punchline.
Yeah.
Which
Actually
is
didn't that much.
But
Which kinda
that's
just makes the same
that's as much as they could really do with that different setup. But they didn't do different setup with the girls. All right,
well,
let's stop
he was
talking
always
about
touching
things.
a different body part.
Yeah, let's stop talking about things we hate about the show. I want to talk about something I
liked it.
found. I know I don't hate the show, but there are things I hate about the show.
That freaking Ditsy thing you reblogged, that was ravioli, don't loop the dragon lowly.
Yeah.
I had no idea where that was going until it ended. That fucked me up.
So, speaking of things that fucked me up, the really sweet, really innocent relationship between
The dragon, the
the-
lowlies, yes.
no, fuck off, fuck right
I
off.
like-
My,
Honestly, my
hold on,
my favorite-
hold on.
Don't
I was
set
in
me
a
up for
point.
that.
I was in the middle of a point.
Okay, then say it.
I was trying to. So my favorite thing in the entire series is the otaku guy meeting up with his angry,
dragon.
angry, human-hating, just neat dragon. And I thought the whole entire thing was, oh, he's just living in with him for free, playing shitty video games. And then as he gets more into the human world, he starts realizing, oh, I can't just do this. I'm starting to be a burden on this guy. Like, he starts doing laundry for him, making his life better, helping him out at Comic Cat. He helps him put out his own little zines that never sell.
Yeah,
Gamer Dragon?
I thought it was kind of it was fun when the Otaku came home from work and like he saw like fresh clothes out and a towel out for him, but it looked like the guy didn't move. I thought that was kind of fun. I thought
It
that
was
was
pretty
a
fun.
nice little character arc for him.
It was. It wasn't, like, over-advert. He didn't... And it felt like a real situation of the kind of people who act like that. The kind of, oh, I'm a otaku who dresses real nice in my count-like clothes, and I'm so superior to everyone else, and then they go home and they spend 15 hours straight grinding on an MMO.
Yeah, like he's not going to say any of the things, but he's going to show it through his actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
You
doing
don't
a
need
favor
it,
for the team.
you're already doing it through actions.
Yeah.
And I really like that. It was.
I've always liked that sort of like character growth, where you see a character doing something different than them saying it.
It was sort of Fujoshi bait with the whole guy living with another guy, and they start liking each other in that sort of way. But it didn't play out in a way where it was that's their only character. That's all they are. They're just Fujoshi bait. Like the otaku guy has a job. He wants to be out there with Comiket. He makes and produces his own art.
Yeah.
The other dragon is like, oh, I want to fit in with humans. I'm starting to enjoy things humans do. It's not just I'm a guy, you're a guy. Hey, check it out, we're guys.
None of my dojins sell. They all curse humans.
I really love that it's just a list of curses.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like this dude's just giving out like huge magic.
The only thing I don't
no
like about
one
that
buys
is, it. The only thing I don't like about that is his dojins can't end up start selling.
No, I love that.
Yeah,
that's
but like they'll
hilarious.
just keep doing that joke then. Because if they did sell, then it would completely change.
Well, to be honest,
there'd
if
be
you look
mass murder in the streets.
I love it because the only reason it's not selling is because he has really shit dojin quality and like
well,
he's a newcomer.
All of the
well, they're censored,
jokes.
but you look at it and it's like a printer paper print, no color, and it's like stapled together. He's got one table and like a stack of 50.
I will say that every single joke that involves being censored is probably some of my favorite jokes in the series.
The one where Toru gives the gift for her back really confused me. I just don't get it.
Well, whatever Kobayashi saw, she didn't like it.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be. Wait, what?
It's a vibrator.
Oh!
What?
Oh, I get it now.
No, it's not, because she said whatever it was, she had to rub it on her back. Wait.
You know, here's the joke.
I think that's what it is.
It's like sometimes those electric vibrators, some people mistake them for back rubbers. That's like the joke.
Okay.
Because
they already did jokes where it was like they censored things just because they were things from the other world, like that weird tentacle thing they wanted to turn into the Amu rice.
And that thing was whatever it was from the other world. So my assumption was that it was just another thing that we shouldn't be looking at. That's so.
I don't know. I kind of like Mind Cannon's explanation better. It makes more sense.
My favorite thing about the censor jokes, is that everything that was censored was not anything inherently erotic. It was specifically, you don't want to look at this. It's too gross. So that thematically would make sense if they started using it to censor actual.
But here's the thing: he didn't say that it was like, oh, it's from the other universe.
She did. She did say it was from the other world.
Oh, really?
I think whatever was in the box was moving too.
I don't know.
There was a vibrator.
I watched it last week. I've watched it more than you guys.
Well, we've gone over general jokes, what we thought. Is there anything else any other episodes or moments we want to bring up?
I don't know.
Because I think then we should talk about our favorite characters. Mind Cannon, I want you to start since you've been the most quiet.
So my favorite characters are three dragons, and I'll just basically say them. My favorite dragons are the gamer neat dragon, the milk-coated dragon for obvious reasons.
We gotta talk about milk-coated then. We gotta talk about why milk-coated is a thing.
Quetzal?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure we're talking about the same character.
And I also before I say like in my last my third. The
one that doesn't matter as much, because they're third.
Yeah, it's like the one that they introduced the law dragon.
The loser dragon. The worst dragon in the show.
Oh, the mermaid dragon?
Mm-hmm.
She's your third favorite?
Yeah.
One thing I do like with Quetzal, I think it's kind of funny how they wait until the very last episode to put her in a modest outfit.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
They get all the skimpy joke outfits out throughout the series.
That was a good joke when they were like, why are you wearing that? It's like, oh, people kept complaining.
Yeah.
I just kept getting kicked out of places. I had to put on regular clothes.
I think the funniest part is when that lifeguard just came up behind her and covered her with a towel, and it's like, you need to come with me. Alright, but you said your favorites were Sea Dragon, Demon Dragon, and Ghost Dragon.
So why is that, though? Why?
Well, it was just funny to me, because it's like, he's so different from all the other dragons.
He's the only guy.
Yeah,
It's
well,
true.
that's one big... And also the fact that it's just like his whole character, where it's like... Even when I become nice, I'm still angry.
Yeah. He's a grumpy puss.
He does.
So I just find him. And then I like MILF-coated dragon because, MILF-code, because of MILF-coated dragon.
Okay, but we gotta explain it. Why is MILF-coated a meme?
I think she has a good character design from the neck up.
Ouch.
I think she is.
Butterface, huh? But like, yeah,
I
why?
like her face.
That's a comment, but why is MILF-coated a meme?
Like, what do you mean? Like, MILF-coated in general, or just MILF-coated
For Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, why is specifically
She
is
just-
MILF-coated become the meme?
Her jokes.
because- I think there's like one terror where like the kid is like, "Get away from me, you MILF-coated demon."
Yeah.
It's very easy to turn her jokes into GIFs and have them like translatable without any of the audio or dialogue.
From what I understood, I thought it was like because some like social justice warrior was like, "Oh, this character, they're just MILF-coated."
Oh, is that why you're calling her that?
No, it's because one of like the purple guy is like, "Oh, get away from me, you MILF-coated demon."
He doesn't want any of those titties.
Okay. Yeah, he sure don't.
Yeah.
He sure
He
don't.
just want.
I guess that was supposed to make like the whole Shota thing justified, and that he's well aware of the fact that he's being sexually assaulted.
I mean, that's the joke every other straight Shota thing that ever
Yeah.
happened. So I
Yeah,
don't
they
think
don't-
it's really transgressing anything.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
the thing is,
true.
like, really aggressive. She's just kind of like
I
naive. I don't know.
Like, I don't watch a lot of those shows, so this is the first time I'm being introduced to it proper. So
I've unfortunately had to for anime reviews.
I've watched exactly one show that was all lowly bait, which is why I consider your thing about this character's lowly being ridiculous, because it was just straight up just zoom in on the tight shorted third graders.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Shorts.
It wasn't okay.
I got through one episode of that show and it was like, nah, man. I can't. I don't even watch the whole episode. I was like, oh, okay, nope, no more of that.
But yeah, I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say?
We were talking
But yeah,
about MILF-coated favorite dragons.
Like the third dragon. Like, I don't know why I like the third dragon. I guess she's just like, I like her personality.
I wish there was more
Or it's like
of her.
I'm guessing if they do a season 2, we're probably going to see more of her.
She was introduced, and then she's like just jumped right into the background.
Well, because
so
there's like
fast.
dragons who has like a human counterpart friend. Like, she doesn't really have anyone. She's just like,
Yeah, she does. Like her job is like her position in the plot kind of puts her away from everyone else super far naturally. Like, she goes to work and then she goes home to wherever she's living.
yeah. Honestly, she
Never
might be.
explained.
Yeah, actually, no. It's never really explained.
Yeah.
She is. Oh no, where do I live for the next month? I can't get back home, and I don't get paid until the next month. And it's like, yeah, that's Kobayashi's like, yeah, that sucks.
Sucks
Well,
to be
see you
you.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, all right, Mr. Rocket. Who
Yes.
who is your favorite character? Mine Cannon cheated a little bit and said 3, so I guess he can say 3 too.
Okay, well, yeah, I was saying if we're going with,
Top 3
Wait.
characters.
I can't really give it to anyone other than the top 3 main characters, Kobayashi, Tara, and like little lolly dragon girl. Like, I really like their dynamic. They have the best jokes in the show when they're together.
Right.
Especially like Kobayashi's interactions with those two are like some of the best and cutest in the show. And
Yes.
I've already mentioned how much I love like all of Like, she's just like a fun character. I like her. She's like still like a child, a small baby child, and she acts like it, but she has like this constant deadpan stare that's so unnatural and unlike a child, but it's great and I love it. And it's like it's part of like all of her jokes, and that she's doing childlike things, but not being excited about them at all. Not looking excited about them. I love them.
It falls flat for me because
Really?
I see
You
it
don't like
mostly as lolly bait. I mean, she's an okay character. She's not offensive. She doesn't do anything out of line or stupid or like just that ruins the show. It's just I'm not interested in that character. It does suck that they say that her thing is pranks, but she doesn't pull any pranks on anybody. Yeah, that kind of just fell to the wayside. They mentioned it once.
Well, you could argue that she was pulling pranks for attention, and since Kobayashi gets her attention,
that's what I was about to say. Is like the whole reason why she was pulling pranks is because like she just wanted attention, and since she's getting a lot of attention.
But that doesn't match up with Toro saying, "Man, she loves pranks."
He doesn't need to.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's because it's like we've only like you know how in a Tatooine Galaxy where they go into about how it's like we don't like speech where it's like you've seen like this one aspect of that character, so that's how you only think about it.
I guess, I understand what you're saying.
Like, it's like that kind of thing.
I don't know how deep Dragon Maid gets to the point where we can talk about like the intertextual meta of Tatami Galaxy.
I think the writer just forgot.
I think they are just a very simple character.
No,
they're simple. They're cute. They chew on Kobayashi's clothes when they're hungry.
Now, I think it's my turn, so I'm not gonna cheat, and I'm just gonna say Kobayashi. Kobayashi is absolutely the absolute best written character in the show, has the most dramatic pull, has the most character development, and, to be honest, is kind of the moral center of the show. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it all kind of, like...
I mean, I want more smart, hard-working lesbians in my anime.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Now, I remember, like, before, like, you watched this, before any of us watched this, and, like, we talked about it, like, a little bit through that, like, one kind of stream that turned into a Grillionaire. Blah, blah, blah.
Grenillionaire.
You were saying about how she looked like a child to you. It's like, do you still feel like that, or?
I don't know. I think my opinion has definitely changed in the show. I think I was just pulled in by the zeitgeist of everyone on Twitter and Tumblr and what they posted and what they liked, and it was all just bouncing boob gifs and that Twister scene. And it really threw me off.
Twister scene gift? You need to send it to me.
No, I really don't. Because I never want to see that thing ever fucking again.
You better hope I don't see it in GIF form then.
Yeah, or else I'll block you on everything. Because I'm fucking sick and tired of it.
I will get Discord Nitro, and I will make that my anime.
I hate you so much.
Emoticon faces.
I hate you so much.
Just the different faces and body parts moving.
Man.
I was gonna say something. Actually, was I? No, I wasn't. Actually, wasn't.
But yeah, so my favorite character is definitely Kobayashi, and I think they're one of the more underrated characters in the show. Every time I see talk about them on Anna Twitter or Tumblr, it's really like, I don't know if yeah, it's like, I don't know if I like them. Oh, they're sort of deadpan. Oh, they don't have much character to them.
That's not
true at all.
At all.
I know, but I think the general acceptance of it is from the male audience is I can't relate to this character. I feel like I was supposed to relate to this character. I no longer like this character.
Yeah. She's not a guy, so I can't.
Yeah, she's not a guy,
the most
and
ridiculous thing I've ever heard come out of someone's mouth.
What?
It's always a guy saying it.
Yeah,
it's like I can't relate to female characters. Fuck off.
Yeah, I mean,
fuck off with that.
It's not like she is like a female-coded character anyway. She does all the things guys like.
You could actively call her male-coded.
She plays video games, she works as a coder at a big-end company, she goes drinking and, like, gets violently drunk with her coworkers, and then talks about anime maids. If like, her character design isn't even really that female. She has a flat chest. She's sort of small, but like, they are they are a very androgynous character who doesn't really have anything like overtly like female coded about them to be like, I can't relate to her. So I have no idea what any guy who says I can't relate to Toru because of her
like
female
messy.
bullshit.
She's like her. You could literally call her, like, characterize her as being like a tomboy or butch even.
Yeah,
because
and
of all the male traits she has.
I wouldn't say that she's butch because I feel like you need
butch,
like,
but
like yeah.
I'd say androgynous is the word.
Yeah, androgynous is the least offensive word you could use.
But like, I just am so confused about how male fans of the show just completely ignore her because
she's not sexualized.
She's not sexualized, but like, everyone talks about like, oh, I want smarter anime. I want anime that talks about real life and has something to say. And then Toru comes along with Kobayashi, and they start talking about relationships. Kobayashi and Toru. I didn't say Naruto.
No, I was giving that as an example.
Oh, yeah. But like, you have two characters who take a moment to honestly talk about their relationships with their families and how it's affected their lives and what that means to them. But people gotta be like, oh, Toru ain't a guy. It's unrelatable. How am I supposed to relate to a woman who has problems with her family? I'm a dude who has problems with my family. Or like,
that's I don't see women as a person.
Yeah, that's
literally what that is.
It's the laziest excuse to be like, I don't want to relate to this person because they're female.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
There's so many like, when I hear about male fans, all they ever want to talk about is the scenes with Shota and Quetzalcoatl. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
When I see female fans of this show, though, it's like they screen cap those scenes and are like, wow, I'm really glad I watched this. This is something that I can relate to.
I want to see more scenes where I can imagine myself as an 8-year-old boy with a large-breasted female sister.
I think that's it. He's the only real relatable male character because, like, the main male character who is with Neat Dragon just hangs out with Neat Dragon. He's not the guy who's like, oops, I fell into your boobs. Like, yeah. I think that's what's really getting male fans. They wanted their voyeurism, and they didn't get it.
There is, like, I don't feel like there's a good harem, like, community in America, but until I hear about
there isn't a good one in Japan either.
Really?
Yeah, they suck.
Oh, I'm talking about, like, a big,
Oh, you mean size, not quality.
They're sizable, but I guess there's an audience for anything.
I thought you just meant, these people suck, fuck them.
No, no. If they didn't suck, we'd have better anime.
Yeah, I wish we were back in the early 90s, and I wish I could take a time machine back to the 80s when the centric for anime was high-action violence.
It's one of those things where you feel like the audience is directly responsible for a lot of the flaws in this show, because if the audience didn't love them so much, these flaws wouldn't be here.
I kind of feel like that, yeah. I feel like there wouldn't be a fucking Quetzalcoatl if it wasn't for, well, I gotta put in a character who's dumb and has big boobs.
Like, her entire thing is that she's white. She's like the mom, big sister type archetype.
Yeah.
But for some reason she's stupid when it comes to her body.
I don't know. I don't care.
It just doesn't seem, I guess, naive. I wouldn't say stupid.
I guess.
I don't know. I'd say she does some pretty straight up dumb things.
Anime girl archetype number 2.
I wouldn't say naive. I think she does some pretty straight up dumb things.
Yeah.
Like when fucking Shota's like, oh, well, if you're not a demon and there's nothing you can do for me, you're just gonna have to fucking leave my house. And then she's just like, well, what if I just sexually assault a child?
Yeah, that's the most uncomfortable thing.
Well, like, how are you supposed to say that's naivete and not just someone being a fucktard?
I don't know.
And yes, I said fucktard. It is the appropriate term. They wanted to fuck, and they were retarded about it. So, all you social justice warriors can kiss my batootie.
Aren't you one of those things?
What?
Never mind.
What are you trying to say?
I mean, honestly, I just want to fuck the North Dakota dragon.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't? That's the show.
That's the show.
Good night, everybody.
I wish she was fat, said Chongo, and not me.
Yeah, okay. You keep saying that.
Oh no. I've exposed myself in the first podcast.
The first episode you're on, and you had to expose your fetishes to everybody. Good job.
I exposed both of us. I'm taking you with me.
Sure you did.
Go to his art tag.
I mean, it's there. It's not an exposure because it's already out. I'm totally transparent about everything I do.
That one guy that voices like comics and stuff, when he voiced your Shit Lips comics, everyone found out that you're into fats.
Yeah, everyone was like, "Don't go to his art page. It's porn."
Don't you have a YouTube comment directly referencing it as your header on your?
Yeah, that's my new header. It's gonna be my header forever. But
well, not forever. I remember when you showed me that YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be forever onwards, my header. But, yeah, back to the show. I think we should get into our final thoughts. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, you dingus?
Oh.
So, I think final thoughts, final words, and I guess if you want, like a whatever out of 10 rating. Mind cannon?
Okay. I think I watched it, I thought it was I want to watch it, let me give it a shot. And then it's I watched it, it's pretty alright. I had nothing super out of the ordinary, not something nuanced or it's no, it's not like the animation is top notch. It's okay. There's nothing that really sets it super duper as the anime of
the year.
The century. Yeah. But it's it's good for what it does. It does it well. So I would say I would an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
I'm gonna watch season 2 when it comes out
in 2020.
2000. I do think we're sort of giving this anime a praise for doing things that basic storytelling should always be doing, and that we're just so used to bad anime not doing it that we're giving it some extra points, which is fair.
Well, honestly, I don't even really watch a lot of anime.
Yeah, I know, but you know what the trash is, and this is a surprise.
Honestly,
I watched 7 shows this season.
I still think it's good. I had fun with it. I'm glad I did. I just feel I don't want to watch this show. I want to watch the show that is inspired by this show.
What do you mean?
Cleans up a lot of the problems.
Oh, I get. Okay, so you want to see the show that comes next. You want to see the show that's I want to do that, but better.
Yes, exactly.
Well, what are you thinking would make it better? What is in your mind, if it could be the perfect show, what would you put in, what would you take out?
I feel its pacing is probably this is probably because I marathoned it all in one, the pacing problems with the jokes and stuff like that was really apparent to me, and just if they could just spread out some more jokes and stuff throughout the entire show instead of putting it all in the beginning and trickling it down as it went out, because it made me really confused as to what
you want to put Reaganomics on this anime.
I don't know what that means.
You said trickle down, so I was making.
Oh, okay, yes.
You trickle down economics. Learn politics, you idiot.
No.
But I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think this show could use some better comedic timing, not in its jokes per joke, but
it's
how they pace each joke. How instead of 5 jokes at once in the same vein of each other, put one joke and then spread that joke out per 5 episodes.
The joke where she's giving Tora a bath on the roof was pretty fun.
I always liked.
I wanted more stuff like that, because that was a joke that had a lot of setup to it, which Tora has having a whole conversation about how hard it is to clean her body.
Yeah. I feel if they paced the jokes as well as they paced the it's your meat joke. I think if they were all paced around that route, maybe minus Kobayashi going to work, because I could have totally used an entire episode more of that.
Yeah, I think the using your meat in the food was it was getting to the point where I was looking forward to that joke coming up. It's been so long since I've seen it last.
Yeah, it
like,
was well timed, and it made you leaving. It left you.
It was
with,
perfect. It came in as often as it should have.
Yeah.
So I'd say it's a strong 7.5 out of me.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10, 7.5.
All right, so I guess we're all in the same 8.8 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10 sort of realm, because I really like the show. I went in thinking, oh god, here's another shitty, boring harem anime. I'm gonna have to go through all the boob jokes, I'm gonna have to go through all the lolicon bait, I'm gonna have to, put up with these non-existent main characters who are bland and boring, and it was none of that. There was a little bit of boob jokes, there was a little bit of lollybait, but nothing to the point where I had to say, you know what, this show is just downright bad. It says bad things, it does bad things, and it didn't ever get to that point. It annoyed me at points, and it really pissed me off with some of that underage shit, but it was inoffensive, and it had great things to say in general. It wasn't just, oh, this is cute, oh, these are characters that I enjoy. It was also, oh, these characters that I enjoy have some poignant things to say about life and existence and love. It was a pretty cool thing, and I don't see that a lot in anime. I was really glad I sat down to watch it all, and the ending of the season really got me. It was a perfect ending for this show. It wasn't something like, oh, just another episode. Oh, they hooked up finally. Oh, they kissed. Oh, they whatever. It was character development in a way that was stronger and bigger than most of the show.
Here's
So yeah,
they do kiss though.
They kiss
in season 2.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of okay with them not kissing. I feel like the more casual they keep it, the better it is. I don't think
she outright says she's sexually interested in.
I know, but they play with that,
Oh.
and they have concepts about that. I feel like Kobayashi isn't a very intimate person, especially with how they are in the show. So
I did like the conversation in which she says she's not used to being wanted, and that's her biggest reason for not actually pursuing her. Which
she's not a physically intimate person, and I'm really glad they kept along with that. Like, when she gets drunk, she's like, oh, some people have nice bodies, but, like, she's not like, oh, let me grab your tits, let me get those tits. Arrgh.
She exactly is like that when she's drunk.
Well, she's like, get in this maid outfit. I love maids. Let's talk about maids.
It's okay. So,
she mentions characters' boobs, but she's not like the harem character who's like, oops, I slipped. Oh, no, hands rightful.
Yeah.
So I give it a 10 out of 10, or not a 10 out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10.
Both of you made that mistake.
We did. We both made a JonTron.
Oh no.
10 out of 10, 100 out of 100. Best anime.
Inward.
Best anime. Best anime. Ugh. Black people commit crimes. Ugh.
So
Dragon Maid, they had big ass titties. I saw that Dragon Maid and I said, whoa, look at them titties.
So
I'm JonTron. Ebooks.
Doing a spoiler cast for season 2 of Umaru-chan.
You can just go take a shotgun, fill it with as many shells as you can,
because it's coming,
and just aim towards yourself as many times as possible until you're dead.
You're gonna watch the hamster anime.
I am not watching fucking Japanese Garfield. I'm not watching Japanese Garfield.
She hates Mondays.
You know how? Oh wait, no, Chongo, just listen to me. And we first were talking about like a few, like the stream. We were talking about like how it's like, oh, Dragon Maid anime might be good. Mm-hmm. Hamster anime, don't watch it.
Yeah, I know. You don't have to warn me.
That show has the same problem of its running joke petering out towards the end.
Peter Griffining?
Yeah, it's the Peter. It's the
hey, Omaru-chan, where'd my 2-liter go?
I've heard it's basically the anime equivalent of the Big Bang Theory.
This is worse than Omaru-chan bazinged me in that video game we played together.
You're making me want to watch one of those hilarious Peter Griffin plays Call of Duty episodes.
Oh god, so yeah, I've seen those. I've seen when Resident Evil 7 was coming out. I was just
That recently?
No, I was bombarded. I was bombarded by Peter Griffin and Cleveland playing that game, and to my own chagrin, by my own fault, I watched the Cleveland one, and 3 minutes in, I just clicked off. Like, this is awful.
You lasted 3 whole minutes. A
minute and a half of it was their intro. So I don't know what to say.
I've just seen the thumbnail of Peter Griffin plastered on top of Call of Duty footage. I have not actually watched it.
Can't wait for Peter Griffin watches Amaru-chan.
So did Family Guy steal that for that episode, or did the internet steal that?
I'm gonna say the internet stole it.
I think because Family Guy has stolen jokes.
One thing I do find kind of...
It's not technically stealing if people are taking their characters and then doing popular things with them.
But then they do those popular things in the show.
Yeah.
Like, you don't remember that joke where Peter Griffin is playing Call of Duty?
I did, and it was pretty lame.
Yeah. And then they played Double Dribble and stole the footage off YouTube.
Remember when Peter Griffin was caught masturbating to Rule 34 of Quetzalcoatl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Lois, please! She's MILF-coded!
I can't believe they said the word.
I can't believe they said the word cuck in Dragon Maid. Now that we mentioned that.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, sorry, you cut out. But yeah, I can't...
Cut out! Cuck! The word cuck!
Yeah, it was like, I can't believe they... And then, so I was like, yeah, I can't believe they said...
That's amazing. Because that's the exact thing I said.
Wow. But yeah, fucking, I think that's sort of a 2chan thing. I think that's the director being like, well, we're gonna have these fucking Anna Twitter fucking 2chan losers watching the show.
I think
we gotta put something in the first episode that keeps them watching.
They might say cuck more. We have to keep watching it.
I think he just wanted to see something funny.
I mean, remember in the dub of Prison School when they were like, "Are you one of those Gamergate losers?"
Oh yeah.
I think it's that because dubs do that so that American crowds will watch them because they know Anna Twitter and 4chan watch it. And then I believe that the original Japanese cast...
You're ignoring the possibility that Gamergate made its way to Japan, the creator saw it,
yeah,
and was like, let's change that line.
Totally more likely than the prevalence of cuck on 2chan, and 2chan being the main proprietor of anime in Japan.
Whatever, cuck.
Yeah. you just like an American would say it. You disagree with me on my opinion? Cuck!
I need to go back to that episode and actually, when I'm watching anime, subbed anime, I don't really hear the voices saying the words. I need to go back and hear her if she actually said it. Like
she said Netherare.
Oh, is that what that?
Yeah. She said NTR. That's the abbreviation of Netherare.
Is that just means cuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, direct translation, I think, is something like someone who is unfaithful, but it is societally just cuck. When somebody says that about you, they are calling you.
That's the opposite. That's the different.
No. It is just like it. It's someone who has had somebody be unfaithful to them.
Okay.
It's not the person. Maybe, I don't know. That's not always a thing. From the hentai I've read, it's not always a thing.
Did you see that post, that screenshot from 4chan that was like, you guys have ruined the cuck fetish for people like me?
No.
That was nothing more than a joke.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the response was, man, it's almost like the thing you like has been fucked by another man.
But as far as I've seen NTR and like hentai and stuff, it's more of that, you know, you're reading it and it's all cute and everything, and then suddenly that fat balding motherfucker walks in.
That's not that. Yeah.
It's more of like how pleasurable it is for the person cheating on the other person, and then at the very end it's like, oh no, I caught you, but you're already addicted to old man cock. And it's like, oh, I'm an old man, but I still get a jizz. Ah.
God.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
we
man,
are.
yeah, just too.
We are almost 1
like
hour
4
and
hours in.
1 hour and 30 minutes in. So I
1
think
hour, huh?
we should take the next 30 seconds to just sign off, say our names once more, and head out of here. So let's do it in the same order we did it when we opened.
Non-canon.
This is me signing off.
Who are
Bye.
you?
I'm Mind Cannon.
Ah, cool. Who are you, other guy?
I'm Mr. Rocket.
Oh,
I have a Tumblr, and it's spelled with 2 T's, just so you know.
whoa! And I'm Chongo the artist.
Yeah, my Twitter is Rocket Powered. Also
Sweet.
spelled with 2 T's.
Bye, everybody.